Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Down Under. This is episode 10. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
I'm Hassan.
So we're going to be talking a lot about NFL today. This is going to be, I think, purely an NFL podcast. So
it's a lot to unpack.
Let's start off with the hometown Chiefs, Hassan.
Oh. You know what? We came in 7.5 favorites. Great first half, 21-3. Second half fell apart. What happened, Dubs?
Well, the last time Kansas City faced off against Cincinnati in Cincinnati, they went into halftime leading by 11, pretty much dominating the first half. It's a little bit of deja vu. You had to have seen this coming if you're a Chiefs fan, especially a Chiefs fan that has watched and been with the highs and lows of the Chiefs past decade or so. Not surprised. Mahomes has to be better in the second half. It's not all Mahomes.
Not all.
The play calling needed to be
Very
better.
questionable.
Our defense let up, too.
But yeah, I mean,
I know there's not a lot you can do.
The defense let up, but it was going to be hard to hold them scoreless and to one or two scores like we did in the first half again. I mean, they have so much offensive firepower, but
we should be in the Super Bowl right now.
At the end of the day, Kansas City should be in the Super Bowl, and they're not.
My thing is, you go back, and I know I mentioned this multiple times at halftime, what did they do? They didn't take their points.
Yep, they didn't kick the field goal.
And I know that didn't seem like a big amount, but at one point the game was tied, 24-24?
Yep.
That would have been a
27-24. Yeah.
Right. So
we were just letting way too much happen. Touchdown, then they easily got a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
They were easily marching on the
41-yard pass to P. Ryan.
Well, and, the other issue is, Jake, you said earlier, is that, they had 11-point lead at half. Okay, if I'm the coaching staff and I know this Bengals team is capable of coming back in the second half, why would I not just take the points? And I think, honestly, Mahomes thought there was a timeout left because I know with 0-0 on the clock, he tried calling a timeout.
The thing is, he said he got greedy at the end.
Mahomes said he got the wrong play call from Andy Reid, but
I was going to say you threw it down in the flat to Tyreek.
He said he got greedy. He should have threw it away.
It was just a questionable play call. I think you should just kick the field goal
that
there.
That also does not warrant everybody saying we should move on from Andy Reid.
Oh, that's stupid.
No.
When did you hear that?
Twitter's blowing up.
Really? That's stupid.
You know how Chiefs Kingdom is. We all blow up after
That's
a loss.
the equivalent of the Patriots losing a game like that and saying that you should move on from Belichick.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Tom Brady lost 12 games in the playoffs.
Yeah. Including this year.
Got 3.
Well, and so talking about the Chiefs' future, what do you guys think is going to happen with – there's going to be a lot of moving pieces this year, and Veach is going to have his hands full.
I think we got to do everything in our power to keep Honey Badger. He's the quarterback of our defense.
I understand that, but the first thing you got to do is you got to lock down Brown. That's your first priority.
Tagged, I bet.
Yeah, that's your first priority. Your second priority is I'd either go after Tyron or
I don't know, but the Clark family needs to fork out some more money, man.
I love Tyron, and I'm appreciative of everything he's done for Kansas City. But I'm not sure that re-signing him this offseason is in the best interest of the Chiefs. Not because he's a bad player.
Because he'll take a lot of money?
He'll take up a lot of money that we can put elsewhere on the defense for spots of need. I saw something on Twitter about potentially moving L'Jarius Sneed to safety.
What?
That's kind of intriguing. He's got some speed. Obviously, he's not Tyrann Mathieu. But there were points of this season where Matthew's play was questionable. Obviously, you see a lot of his big plays and his big highlights. But you don't see the games he missed because he's hurt. Just plays when he's just not in it.
But you saw his absence affecting the Bills game.
Yeah, but still, he's going to warrant upwards of $20 million.
I know there's much more safeties on the market that would and could want to join the Chiefs. Like, who wouldn't want to join the Chiefs? They're probably, the Bills, but the Bills already have safeties.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Chargers. Chargers have Derwin James, who's changing his number to number 3. I thought that was kind of weird.
I almost see this as, with the Tyron situation, I almost see this as like when we were talking about Devontae wanting $30 million a year or whatever that crazy number is.
But I don't think Tyron's greedy like that.
No. If he does want the bag, that is now money you're putting all into him instead of, like what we said earlier, would you want 3 $10 million wide receivers or one $30 million wide receiver?
No, you're 100% right.
And
And
I'm looking at their free agents right now. They're losing some. I mean, Ward, Travarius Ward.
We need Melvin Ingram.
Derek Nottie, Ben Neiman, Tyrann Mathieu, Mike Hughes, Orlando Brown, which I said they need to.
That dude was trash all year.
Melvin Ingram's a huge one.
Okay, you say let Hughes go, but then we need to sign somebody in the offseason.
We have Damon Arnett. I know.
No, he got cut.
He got cut?
Yes.
What?
Because he got arrested again because he's a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, and
his Chiefs career lasted about a week and a half.
The thing that the Chiefs are going to have to realize they got to do is they got to establish a run game somehow. And with the guys they have right now,
we had a run game, but we
it's not.
We just abandoned it, especially against the Bengals.
The issue is teams have figured it out, not totally, but they're starting to figure out ways to slow down the explosive Chiefs offense that we've seen for the past 2 or 3 years. And when you don't have a run game, that doesn't open up the options for the long, deep ball that we usually see to Tyreek or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say re-sign McKinnon, but McKinnon's also had health issues. You got Clyde, who's been out for – how long was he out for this year?
A lot.
5
and he's never really productive when he's out there.
They need a draft running back.
And then you have Darrell Williams, who I think had a couple solid games this year.
I think competition in the running back room, like legit competition, not no Darrell Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire competition, will be good.
Well, right now, your 2 running backs
draft somebody or sign like Rashad Penny.
Your 2 running backs are like Clyde and Gore.
I like Derek Gore
as
a solid backup.
But he's not ready for the spotlight.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He was fine for whenever we needed him when we're blowing.
He was good for his role. Get 5-6 yards, just keep the game clock going. But we need like a Saquon Barkley explosiveness. When Saquon Barkley goes on top of his game.
Yeah. Jake,
Saquon
I mentioned this to Hassan and Hassan thought I was crazy.
What?
What happens if you get rid of Tyreek now? Go for a first and a second instead of waiting a couple years down the road. And
Absolutely not.
Only getting a third.
Absolutely
or
not.
A second.
You draft a receiver this year. You don't trade.
Because they're 2 wide receivers right now.
You don't trade Tyreek Hill.
I understand that sounds stupid.
It's so stupid. Respectfully, of course.
But if you want to, I mean, what happens down the road? Say this year he has a bad injury, and then all of a sudden you're getting a 3rd-round pick out of him. Now what happens?
Now you're stuck with one person in the league I'm trading Tyreek Hill for.
Who?
That is the guy that wants $30 million a year to play wide receiver.
I don't think Devontae is worth $30 million.
And Tyreek Hill is
Devontae's only had three 1,000+ yard receiving years, and everyone's. I'm a Packers fan. I'm saying this. Yes, he's a great wide receiver. That dude's 30 years old, and he wants $30 million a year.
He's at that point of his career where it's like, okay, I could take a pay cut and maybe win a Super Bowl, or I could go to this team and just get a bag.
But if I'm in Devontae's, yeah, I know. If I'm in Devontae's shoes, I know we're getting off track with the Chiefs, but I want to go play with Rodgers no matter what the pay cut is. And I know it's a huge pay cut because they're going to be dishing out a lot of money to Rodgers, but going back to the Chiefs,
Frank Clark they'll probably let go.
They will.
Or we could.
I bet you, Clark, Mathieu, and one more on the defense I'm missing. That's going to be gone. That's a big piece.
Nandi, Jaron Reed.
Reed's gone.
Reed.
You think he is?
Yeah, he said he's
I bet you they signed.
He retweeted saying there is nothing behind that tweet.
I bet you they re-sign Derek.
Nandi,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he really wants. Maybe he'll go back to the Dolphins.
A lot of imploding free agents for the Chiefs.
Well, and now they're kind of. I mean, their offensive line. Like I said, their main.
It doesn't help that the Chiefs' kingdom is just bipolar. They'll attack you even though they do everything. You see what Matthew tweeted out?
Yeah,
I get
Matthew's getting harassed on Twitter. That's not helping.
Yeah, I was like, you're not helping us.
But when it comes, I mean, you got to realize this team has been held to very, very, very high expectations, and when you don't meet those expectations, like getting to the Super Bowl every year, which is insane, then people will be pissed. It's something that they all have come to the. I mean, a lot of these guys that play on the Chiefs know that.
I mean, what Andy Reid said is like, it sucks now, but don't forget that the future is insanely bright.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we have probably a few years of prime Travis Kelce left. Probably have like a few years of prime Tyreek Hill left because, I mean, it's naturally when you get older, you're going to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Tom Brady.
Yeah.
who got faster, who was second in receiving yards in his 40s.
I saw that.
Chiefs will have a lot of moving pieces this year. It'll be interesting because I think that their division's only going to continue to get better, especially if the Broncos get a half-decent quarterback.
Hot take, but I'll clip this for when season starts and we see them coming. McCole Hardman's going to emerge as a solid guy.
I think Hardman can be good.
No.
Dude,
They're going to sign somebody.
We will sign somebody, but he is going to emerge.
The only issue is with Hardman. How old's Hardman?
24?
Hardman gives me
24, 25?
He gives me Jarvis Landry vibes. You trade him to another team, he'll do even better.
The deal is with wide receivers. They're between their second and third years, that's when you really see them, what's the word, explode. And I haven't – yes, Hardman had a great year, but I have not seen that out of him.
But I don't want to make an Amari Cooper mistake.
I understand that, but I don't think you
Amari
can compare.
Cooper, they regretted it for a year, and then after that they see how much money the Cowboys fork over to him in extension, and then I don't think it's as regretted as much. Same thing with Khalil Mack. The Raiders traded him to the Bears. He was good for a year, 2 years.
Now he's not that good at all.
Yeah, now he's battling injuries left and right. Let's move on to the 49ers.
They were underrated their entire season.
Shout out to my dude on TikTok that loves his Jack in the Box with his daughter.
I know who that is, yeah.
I don't know that guy's name, but shout out to him.
Something like Aguaria or something. My bad if I said that wrong.
They own like a convenience store or a grocery store or something.
Yeah, the Niners fly him out to every game. It's pretty cool.
You be barking?
Those are funny. They finished third in the division, and they were in the NFC Championship game. Put some respect on their name.
Yeah, and that's a hard division.
It is.
That was probably the hardest division.
They're just going to keep getting better now that they have Trey Lance coming in.
He'll struggle next year, but that defense is going to keep him around 500.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. It gives me a familiar story. You know what? The team loses in the playoffs. They trade away the starting quarterback and let the backup come in.
Yeah.
Trey Lance is Trey Lance is basically Patrick Mahomes. You heard it here first. Had to stutter because I was trying to accept the fact that what I was about to just say.
So you agree with what I'm saying?
I'm picking up.
No, I'm high on Lance. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every rookie's going to have their struggles.
I've been high on Lance for a while. I liked him when he was at North Dakota State.
I liked him better than Fields.
So did I.
Did you like him in North Dakota State?
Of course.
So you're a North Dakota fan or a Husker fan?
We're not getting into this right now.
Yeah, we're not going to get into
Mr. Oklahoma.
Or USC or whatever you call yourself.
They don't see it on the camera.
Yeah.
They see the Creekside jacket. No free brand deals.
But come work at Creekside if you need a gym.
I'll get a 5-cent raise if you do. All right, Garoppolo's future. Where do we think he's traded to? I'll start. The Commanders. The Commies.
I can see the Commanders. I can see
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay is going to need a veteran quarterback, whether they want to start Trask or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I see Tampa Bay given?
What?
Some defensive piece. What do the Niners really need? Maybe a solid wide receiver, too. Their running back position, their just running back room is deep.
Scotty Miller,
yes. JPP, more intriguing.
JPP is getting to the end of his time.
Yeah,
though.
JPP is old.
JPP, Shaquille
Some
Barrett.
draft capital, probably, is what it will come down
Shaquille Barrett.
How old's Shaquille?
That draft capital from the Bucks will be good because I doubt they win the division next year.
Mm.
Who's in their division?
Saints.
Saints
will win the division.
Saints, Falcons, and the Panthers.
The Saints will win. I bet you.
Panthers are QB away.
I know. I thought they were going.
Saints play depends on Jameis Winston's play.
And whoever they hires new quarterback or head coach.
Head coach Brian Flores.
Fuck, it's gonna be the dude from the Chiefs.
I heard Brian was still a front runner.
Bieniemy.
Oh, is Bieniemy now up there?
Yeah, Texans are the front runner for Flores.
He could. Texans are such a poverty franchise.
49ers, I can definitely see him. Here's the thing with the Rams. The Rams are loaded, right? But they have an older quarterback. What is he, like 32?
He's older than that. Stafford?
He's been in the league for 12 years or 14 years, one of the two.
Didn't he
He's
play in
probably
college?
34.
All right, 34. They have an older quarterback. And yes, you can easily get another quarterback, right? But you have no draft
They
capital.
have no draft capital.
No,
you
they're
have
gonna.
older defensive pieces. You have Jalen Ramsey. You have Aaron Donald. Yeah, Von Miller. All those guys are great, yes, but they
will not be great.
2-3 years left in the tank. Probably.
They need to milk out whatever they can out of this group they
Cup
have now.
is good, but he's getting up there. He's
Cup
probably close to 30. Cup has been so up and down his whole career.
Cup will have a bad year next year.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be as good as he was this year.
Here's the thing.
Robert Woods will come off an ACL tear.
There's a reason why Jared Goff. There's a reason why Cooper Kupp wasn't this dominant receiver, because Matthew Stafford pretty much threw it to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah, you had remember I drafted Robert Woods and he got like no catches.
Mm-hmm.
It was all Cooper Kupp, and he had a great year, rare year, an awesome year. But I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm not taking away from what he did. The only reason he had that year is because Matthew Stafford literally snapped the ball. It was like, "Where's Cooper Kupp?" He's like Sam and Madden. He knew where he was throwing it to before he snapped the ball,
and it worked. Look where it's gotten him, the Super Bowl.
And picking up OBJ, because like all the defenses are like, just watch Cooper Kupp. Now it's gonna open opportunities for OBJ.
I was gonna say, if Robert Woods wasn't, I feel like Robert had a couple. I know he had one really good game against Seattle, because Seattle was double teaming Kupp and was leaving Woods wide open in the middle of the field. Which, that's why the Rams have made it so far. Not only because of their defense, but because they have a weapon like that takes, makes defenses focus it so much more on Kupp instead of leaving Van Jefferson open or Odell open or.
Absolutely.
I don't know. That team, like I said, that team's got to milk out whatever they can out of this group now.
That's why if they don't win the Super Bowl here, I can definitely see it being downfall from here on out.
And they're going to have to trade away some big pieces and have out of the players they have now, who would you want to rebuild around?
Who, the Rams?
Yep.
Van Jefferson,
Higbee. Robert Woods, Cam Akers.
They've got Cam Akers, Henderson.
I'm not saying they're
Sony
bad.
Michel.
I'm just saying, like, out of the players you want, like, who are you?
Kupp's only 28.
It's coming. It's in the next few years. You will see Aaron Donald be traded.
Stafford's 33.
In the next few years, you'll see Aaron Donald be traded.
I doubt he gets traded.
I don't think he'll get traded.
Probably.
I could see
Von
Ramsey.
Miller.
Why would they trade him?
Look at Von Miller. Why would you trade Von Miller? Did you think of that 5 years ago?
Here's Von Miller. Up there, you can't even see it.
Prime Von Miller.
Dude, prime
Aaron Donald.
Prime Aaron Donald over prime Von Miller.
Of course. But it's like it's a new level of football today.
They're just.
Did you ever? All right, be honest. Prime Von Miller. Did you? If I would have said in 5-6 years he's going to be traded, would you have believed me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thrown. I wouldn't have thrown it off the table. Because with age, everybody's going to get.
So are you going to throw off the table that Aaron Donald will be traded in 5-6 years?
It's Aaron Donald.
Aaron's. I don't think you realize.
And look at J.J. Watt.
Okay, J.J. Watt was hurt. Aaron Donald is a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but J.J.
His
Watt
body is a temple.
Before Aaron Donald was a machine, J.J. Watt was the machine everybody knew, right?
And now here's Aaron Donald.
Well, eventually, Jake, though, at that position, those guys usually start to tear down.
Texans didn't care if they let J.J. Watt go because he didn't really have anything else to offer.
I know Aaron probably have never had the big injury yet, but he'll eventually have something. Although J.J. has been injured, I feel like his whole career.
Yeah.
And he plays through it, and that's the reason why he's...
two-time Defensive Player of the Year?
I understand that, but the reason why he is so torn up now is because he doesn't take the necessary rest that...
Yeah. I know, he came back to the playoffs for what?
Remember when he had that giant bruise on his
a leg or that busted nose that he plays with? I mean, that dude's a freak. But
in the sheets.
I get what you're saying. I just can't see Aaron Donald getting traded.
All right, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna save it in a folder and I'm gonna make it come back in 5 years.
Okay.
And when Aaron Donald is playing for the new team, the Sasquatches, I will send you
Canadian
this video.
Football League team.
St. Louis Sasquatches.
What time are we at? Because I feel like this is not going to get 4 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about still.
All right, let's just
talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Even though it hurts me to talk about Bengals, Rams. But who's your picks, boys?
Rams.
Okay. Bengals have a rough O-line. Rams have arguably the best D-line.
They should be able to get to Joey B.
Okay, but we say that, but Joey B got stacked 9 times against the freaking Titans, and they still won the game.
Okay, the Titans' offense is a little different than the Rams' offense.
Yes.
That's true.
Rams. And they had Derrick Henry coming back for his first game.
I really hope this game's close because we can't have all these playoff games where they're tight, and then all of a sudden it's like a 40-point blowout. That'd piss me off.
I don't know. Back-to-back home wins. Last time it was a blowout at a home Super Bowl.
It was.
Against probably the best. Everybody knew who was going to win, and then everybody had a great idea who was going to win.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
3 field goals. Well, at least Butker had a game.
Yeah.
Mahomes had a game, too. He was delivering dots everywhere, even flying sideways, delivering a dot to Darrell Williams' face, and he couldn't catch it.
Just delivering dots in Garbo time.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting game. Let's see how
Should be good.
The focus of their game planning for both teams is the Bengals O-line. Rams defense is going to be like, let's get to them. Bengals offense is going to be like, let's protect them.
Rams aren't going to need to rush more than 5.
I know.
The offensive line sucks.
That's why I'm saying both of them. That's just.
And Vaughn had a good. I feel like Vaughn's been stepping up in the playoffs. I mean, part of that is because Donald's getting double teamed every play, and therefore Vaughn's only one-on-one.
Leonard Floyd, they've got a good defense.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. I'll take the Rams defense over the Chiefs defense. Remember when you were crapping on me because I said I'd take the Rams defense over the Chiefs defense, and you're like, they only got Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, and that's it.
Yeah. And the rest are nobody.
And look who's in the Super Bowl.
We should be in the Super Bowl.
Look whose defense makes stops.
Our defense wasn't the problem. Our offense just could not do anything.
If the defense could have made a stop. Did you see the stat? The Chiefs, until there was 2 weeks, they played the Bengals in week what? That was their second to last game?
17.
Yeah.
Is that right?
16.
Yeah, 16.
That game forward, the Chiefs forced 1 turnover. Like the 10 games before, they'd forced 25.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's crazy. But let's talk about a little brief over special legend quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, staying and leaving.
He's leaving.
Sam?
He's going to leave.
Hassan? He's going to...
Where?
He's going to the Buccaneers.
No comment.
This dude's going to sit here and shy.
He's not going
he's
to
shying
AFC.
away from the AFC.
He's not going to the AFC.
I just want to say Aaron
Rodgers... the point I'm making make perfect sense.
He's going to the Titans.
No, he's not.
Aaron Rodgers just bought land in Nashville. He is going to the Tennessee Titans, and they will win the AFC.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, if he comes with Rodgers, you don't even need Devontae. I don't care, bro.
He's 40.
Look what Valdez-Scantling is not 40.
No, he's not.
He's less than 30.
Look at what Rodgers did with Mercedes freaking Lewis. Mercedes Lewis is 39.
Yes, he's like 26.
And Randall Cobb.
How old is he?
He's not.
How old is he? How old is he?
27. Okay.
Exactly. A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Julio Jones?
Derek.
I'm sorry, but that's the team to beat in the AFC if Rodgers signs there.
No.
Derrick Henry,
the Bills
Aaron
are
Rodgers.
the team to beat.
And that front line. The Bills. 0-6 in one-score games, lost to Jacksonville at home.
Fix that?
No, they can't. Not with that stupid ass head coach. I'm not very high on McDermott.
Clearly.
I'm sorry, but if Aaron Rodgers goes to Tennessee, they're the team to beat in the AFC.
Yep. Chiefs are going to have, don't get me wrong.
We play him next year, too.
Yeah.
If
Julio has somebody that's worth a shit throwing the ball to him, and they got A.J. Brown, and guess what? They got the best running back in the NFL.
Yep.
Guess what? They also got a top 5 defense in the NFL, too. Yep. That's a scary team.
When he signs,
and they're in a crappy
when
division,
he signs with
too.
an NFC team, I'm going to be laughing in your
face. What NFC team besides the Bucs? Because the Bucs are not going for him. The Bucs will get Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, what team's he going to sign with?
Who's he going to sign with the NFC?
It has to be the Bucs.
It's not going to be the Bucs, dude.
Or the Washington football.
Who's he going to sign with? The freaking Carolina Panthers?
Why would he sign with Washington?
Carolina Panthers?
No, dude.
They are a quarterback away.
No.
They have the best running back in the NFL.
This dude doing anything to trying to back up his point. Desperate times comes from desperate measures.
I'll take Derrick Henry over Christian McCaffrey.
Every day.
Remember when Tom Brady bought land in Los Angeles and everybody's like, he's going to the Chargers, he's going to the Chargers. No. Ended up the whole way across the country?
I don't recall that.
I recall that.
Brady's got a supermodel wife. That makes sense.
Yeah. Rodgers has no one.
Yeah, Rodgers got that girl from Divergent.
Rodgers completely cut off his family.
No, I think Mahomes needs to do that.
Yeah, take a. Good God! Don't even get me.
All right,
started.
Russell Wilson. What about him? I think he stays with the Seahawks.
I don't think he will. I mean, I don't even know where else he'd go though.
I know he wanted to get out like 2 years ago, but then last year he's like, I want to stay.
Yeah, I bet he stays. I don't know where he's going to go.
Take another beating in that division. If he wants to win another Super Bowl, he better get the hell out of Seattle.
He might go to the Washington Commanders, and while we're on the Washington Commanders, let's talk about the Washington Commanders. What do y'all think of the name? I think it's terrible.
I like it.
But then again, I know it's terrible, and then we have a team named Browns.
Sounds like a Canadian football team to me.
It does.
But any new team to me.
It's
sounds
definitely not as bad as everybody's taking it out to be, but they had so many options.
Everyone's crapping on their uniforms. I like their uniforms.
The thing I don't like about
Nobody's-
the uniforms is that they look like they're 3 completely different uniforms.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing like.
It's like
you
college
look at-
uniforms.
Yeah,
Like
if
the
you look
Chiefs
at
are
the
just
Rams
flip-flopping
uniforms-
colors on the legs and...
Yeah, they're like 3 completely different designs, fonts. Like even the way like the numbers look. Like it's like when you're in high school and you have when you're a high school basketball team and you have got Nike jerseys and Under Armour shooting shirts
Yeah.
and Adidas travel
Socks.
gear and stuff like that.
It's
But I don't hate the
I
logo.
like their uniforms. I don't like the name. I don't hate the name.
It'll grow on us.
It'll grow on this.
It'll grow, but then again, there's teams named the Browns, so it could always be worse. I would prefer the Armada, the Red Wolves.
I liked how they kind of kept going along with the theme of like the Nationals, the Wizards, the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Armada would have been really good. Washington Armada.
Capitals, Washington Capitals.
I think isn't there already a team named Washington?
No, I was just kept naming off teams
That's a
that
hockey
was.
team.
Yeah, I know that. All right, so before we end off the player segment, let's talk about probably the biggest news of the week, besides the Chiefs choking a 21-3 lead. Dubs, take it away.
Talking about Flores or who are we
What are we
talking
talking
about?
about?
Tom Brady, dude.
Oh, the GOAT is finally calling it a career. Very sadly.
It's pretty crazy how he left it literally being the best quarterback in the league, and he's like, I'm done.
He's going to win MVP this year. He should.
Yep.
He's calling it quits.
Good for him. Good career. I don't really have much else to say.
22
Let's just keep
seasons, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 Super Bowl wins. What, 4 MVPs? 5 if he wins this one?
going. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Pretty much half his year was in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's ridiculous.
So it's like pretty much half our childhood. We saw Tom Brady in a Super Bowl.
Yeah. And he's made some crazy comebacks.
I want to say our
Fans.
childhood, probably.
Yeah, both.
Pretty
We
rarely.
lost some good quarterbacks the past couple of years.
Ben's retiring too.
Ben, Phillip
Breeze.
Rivers, Brady, Breeze.
Derek Carr is now the longest.
Longest tenured
Longest
quarterback
tenured,
in the
yeah.
AFC.
I bet the NFC is Rodgers or Stafford. I think it's Rodgers. No, it's Fitzpatrick.
What did you say?
Longest tenured.
Did you say Stafford?
Yeah. He's like 34.
Stafford has played 1 season on the Rams.
I meant like longest, like oldest.
Well,
It's
the
Fitzpatrick.
Derek Carr
Fitzpatrick's the oldest.
tenured status.
Yeah, I know. It was
has
on the
been
same team. Yes.
Fitzpatrick is the oldest.
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I think he's retiring.
No,
No
he's
idea.
staying.
Didn't I see him at a Bills game, like out of shape?
He was at a Bucks game
Bucks
with
game.
his shirt off.
Bills Bucks game. Dude, it was a Bills game because it was freezing cold.
I swore it was a Bucks game because it was in Florida.
No, it was a Bills game because everybody was freezing. Yeah, search this up. Tell me I'm right. Did you see that shot?
Mm-mm. What about well, for anybody who doesn't know, Brian Flores is filing a lawsuit against the NFL.
What was it? Racial discrimination, pretty much?
Pretty much, because there is a rule in the NFL where you have to interview
Minorities.
minority head coaches
Yeah, the Rooney Rule.
before.
Was that right, Jake?
You were right.
Yeah. Say it in the mic, please.
I just think
Hell no. You're not getting that delight.
No, what you're saying, Sam, like the Rooney Rule, how
every time
NFL
there's a new head coaching position open, you have to at least interview somebody that is of a minority.
and this is going to sound really bad, but I think that rule should go out. I think you should interview the most qualified.
Yeah, but in
that.
this day and age, people don't see it like that, son.
Brian Flores is. You see
Because
the Texans.
everyone would make it's all white coaches and.
Yeah, it was brought in about 10 years ago as an attempt to raise the diversity across the league.
I mean, okay, I understand that. Don't get me
And
wrong.
actually, since then, there's less minority coaches, but that's what they tried.
The thing is then you're just trying it. Like it's like you're doing the extra to make your teacher. You're doing the random work to make sure you get the extra points.
Yeah.
You just get to the point, hire the most qualified. Why, if you're saying all this stuff, why is Mike Tomlin still in Steelers in a winning season after winning season?
None of this stuff would have came out if it weren't for Belichick texting Flores.
Ooh.
Belichick messed up.
Tell us.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
He texted.
You think he did it on purpose?
I doubt it.
I think he did it on purpose.
No.
To get back whenever they got in trouble.
So he found out that Dable was getting the job 3 days before they interviewed Flores. Brian Dable. And so then he texted Brian Flores and said, "Congratulations."
That's the wrong number.
And yeah, Flores figured that out and pretty much went to the NFL and lifted the middle finger and said, "Give me my money." And now Hugh Jackson, the old Browns coach, is coming in too. I think that's stupid because
he's just
he was just
chasing
a shit coach in general. And why would they pay you more money to be doing the same thing they've been doing for the past 20 years? Losing football games?
The Browns, that Browns franchise was losing way before Hugh Jackson got there.
Remember all that hype? God, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Last in their division.
They did a brown in their pants.
Yeah, it's crazy. I definitely see Flores having a case, but at the same time, I see the Giants and Belichick.
The NFL will dish out money to Flores. Don't get me wrong. They're going to pay. They'll pay him
compensation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, our last topic is our head coach signings. We can go. We'll take turns. You want to take turns?
Yeah.
That's fine. What a joke. First signing, Broncos signed Nathaniel Hackett, which is the former offensive coordinator for the Packers.
So I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to the Broncos, not the
I
Titans.
could still see him going to the Broncos too.
Oh, interesting.
Broncos still is the AFC, Hassan.
Yeah, I could see him going to the
He's
Broncos
not going
too.
to the AFC.
Because the reason why I say the Broncos is, to me, in Brady's career, his relationship with the front office and the head coach has always been like a top priority for him.
Yes.
Having a guy that you've worked with the past, how long has Hackett been there with the Packers?
Actually, not that long, a few years.
Well, I feel like he's had a
45
good
years,
relationship with him. You have to. He's the offensive coordinator and the quarterback. So going there would probably be.
I mean, if you're
decision for
making
him.
that point, why is he not going to the Cowboys?
He already did. He never
doesn't
really
like
liked McCarthy, dude.
Just saying.
They won one Super Bowl. McCarthy is really not that good of a head
What
coach either.
did Nathaniel Hackett and Rodgers win?
McCarthy's going to be on his way out.
Who, McCarthy?
Yeah.
Yeah. They won football games.
I was trying to.
So did McCarthy and Rodgers.
Not to the extent that these
Matt
guys
LaFleur.
did. What about Matt LaFleur?
It's Matt LaFleur's system. It's not Nathaniel Hackett's
Calls the
system.
plays.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Calls the plays.
Hackett
Not everybody's
calls-
like Andy Reid and the head coach calls
Matt
the
LaFleur.
plays.
He said he calls the plays.
You sure?
Yes, because when whenever the plays went wrong against the Buccaneers, when they kicked the field goal instead of I tried to think of Matt LaFleur's like, it's my bad play calling.
Okay, was that him saying that because he wanted to take the blame, or was that him because he actually calls the plays?
I have no idea.
That's probably because he actually calls the plays.
Mm.
I don't know. I think the Bears' new coach is going to be pretty good.
I'm
I'm
like
excited
him.
for the Bears.
And Ryan Poles GM hiring.
Matt Eberfluss. I think he's going to.
Say that 10 times fast.
Eberfluss.
I can see the.
Well, I got my clip of the day.
I can see the Bears pushing for second place.
Yeah.
In the NFC North.
I see him going number one. I know the Vikings are getting Kevin O'Connell, but the Vikings still have Kirk Cousins.
The Vikings, okay. The Vikings have Kirk Cousins.
You act like that's a bad
You act
thing.
like Kirk Cousins is
He's
dog
not.
shit.
I'm not saying he's bad. He's a system quarterback, but that Vikings defense is horrendous. Worse than the Bears.
They'll figure it out.
They still have Jay Jettas and Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen.
Okay, but you can have the best offense, but you need a solid defense. They don't even have a solid defense. This is the same team that lost to the Lions.
You don't need a good defense in that division.
This is the same team that lost to the Lions.
So did the Packers. What does I got to say?
Packers lost week 17 when they sat all.
No, they didn't, bro.
Yeah,
Rodgers, Devontae Adams, everybody played that game. Search it up.
Yeah, look it
Who
up.
played second
Search it
half?
up.
What was the score? What was the score going into halftime?
37-30. Search it up.
What was the score going into halftime?
What the score going in halftime was?
I am searching it up right now.
All right, let's move on. The Jacksonville Jaguars have yet to. We'll come back once they get their stats. Jaguars have yet to hire a coach.
Here we go, right here.
Brian Leftwich, I believe, was the lead candidate at one point in time from Tampa Bay. He was their offensive coordinator.
Lazard,
but he has since pulled his name out of that discussion.
Scaling didn't even play. Okay, keep going.
Okay, what was the?
Yeah, what was the score going at halftime?
17-13.
Rodgers had just as many yards as Jordan Love.
17-13.
Rodgers had just as many yards as Jordan Love did.
Your point?
Rodgers barely played. He had 100 yards.
He played the first half, bro.
Exactly. The second half. You can see what happens in the second half.
I'm sorry, but in that division, going back to the Vikings, in that division, you do not need a good defense to win games in that division, especially with Rodgers leaving, dude. You don't.
Packers are taking second to last.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll stay around 500, though.
Unless they get Russell Wilson.
They're not getting Russell Wilson.
Who?
The Packers?
Or the Vikings get Russell Wilson? Imagine.
No, they're not moving on from Kirk Cousins. They would have moved down already.
He's on a contract. I think his contract's up. He's a free agent this year.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Kirk?
He had like a 3-year deal.
No. I don't think Kirk's a free agent.
He had like a 3-year, $80 million deal.
No, he got a huge...
He had an extension.
He's like the highest paid quarterback in the league.
No way. Really? How did I not hear this?
I'm pretty sure he is, or one of them.
Yeah, he signed an extension.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 2 years, $66 million.
Kirk Cousins so bad.
This is his last year.
I didn't say he's bad at all. I did not say he's bad at all.
He had 4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns.
Okay,
and 7
you're telling me this like I said he's bad.
But you
said they have Kirk Cousins.
Have Kirk Cousins like
as in you were implying that
he's
they were
a system
terrible.
quarterback. Their defense is the problem. That's what I said.
What does the system quarterback have to do with
Hey, Hassan, editing in the future, roll back the clip. Like, put it fading right here so I can prove him wrong again.
No, your wording was terrible.
All right, we talked about the Vikings. Saints. It came out today. Saints want Eric Bieniemy interview.
Take him.
I want that 3rd-round pick.
So do
I think we already get one from Poles.
We do. We'll take all the draft capital we can get.
Pretty much that's all to it. I mean, this sucks. We didn't mention Sean Payton retired. Sucks, but whatever. Raiders. Josh McDaniels, Patriots offensive coordinator. I'm kind of iffy on it.
They should have stuck with their interim.
Yeah, I would have retained.
Interim Rich Bush. Yeah. Oh, Rich Bush. Whatever his name is. It's the Jaguars.
I can see it. I wouldn't mind him on the Dolphins either.
Yeah, he would be a good fit.
I think he's got the right mindset like Dan Campbell, in my opinion.
Giants got Brian Dable, as we talked about earlier. I think he's going to be okay.
And the Texans got Josh McCown and Brian Flores. Okay, when you're looking at this, what is the obvious pick?
Flores.
But why is it stagnant?
Because of his ongoing investigation. The last thing the Texans need is another ongoing investigation.
But if they get Brian Flores, I can see Deshaun Watson wanting to stay.
It's not even that.
Well, I've said that from the beginning because
if they get Brian Flores and a decent receiver core, Brandon Cook staying postseason in 2 years.
I know you remember I said that from the beginning because Brian Flores is the one that wanted Deshaun Watson in Miami.
Postseason in 2 years.
The reason why Brian Flores won't get a job in the NFL is because of Roger Goodell, because he filed a lawsuit against the NFL. And Goodell will do anything in his power to keep him under.
Okay, but I don't think he can do that because then...
Why?
He will file another lawsuit.
How is he going to know?
That's
Goodell.
It's
Goodell,
pretty
you got to
obvious.
realize there's a lot of sticky situations in the NFL.
All right, well, I mean... Pretty much
that's
wraps it up.
Thank you guys for watching episode 10 of Down Under. This has been all about the NFL and the off season. heading up to our Super Bowl next week, as well as the Pro Bowl this weekend that we didn't really touch on. That's all I've got for you guys today. See
you guys.